Greetings and salutations, everyone. I am, as always, Darth Devious, bringing you another video review. This time we are taking our last look at
Alternity August.
And there's only one left, and that is the Nissan Fairlady Z of Megatron in the diamond black color. I think I saved the best for last. He really is probably the coolest of all of them. I like them all, don't get me wrong. But yeah, Megatron's got something cool going on. So give me a few minutes, I'll get rid of everyone else and we'll take a look at Megatron. Be right back. Alright, and here we have Megatron with his box. We'll look at his box. This is Fairlady Z. Again, nice artwork of Megatron. You can see he gets a nice samurai look to him, which is what I like. He's got some great swords, and you'll see them in a second. They are stored underneath. If you watch the Optimus video, you got a preview of them. So there you go. Again, he's a Destron, just like Starscream says Destron. It's Decepticon. It's his face, doors open, stuff like that. Now, out of all my Alternity figures, get this out of here, he's the only one I ever had like a slight QC issue with, and that was more my fault, I think. One of his taillights, because of the way things transform back here, these taillights points have tendency to stick away from the vehicle, and one of them actually broke. I was able to fix it, and you can hardly tell because it broke pretty much cleanly right at the joint that's molded inside. So just thought I'd point that out. This is a nice Fairlady Z 360Z car. Even says it on the back end here, Fairlady Z. And like Optimus, he has the brake discs molded in and the calipers, but his calipers are not painted, sadly. See there, it's got the Z logo. Nissan logo on the front. His headlights are done nicely as well. Come on, focus. There we go. You can see detail molded in behind the plastic. Things like that. See if I can get my non-fingernail having hands in there. You can see there's his engine, and again, just like Optimus, that's his head, and there is die cast in there, so it's got some weight to the front end of this. And just like Optimus, some of this is die cast, some of this is not. They actually, I think they learned their lesson with Optimus in that the die cast is more towards the front of the car than it is in this mode. In robot mode, it's you get a little bit more balance to him. You see his swords are pegged in underneath. I'll take them off for transformation, so I'm going to take them off real quick. You see they have peg holes there they peg into. And they're really nice swords, I mean, really. They're gold, but still, they're really nicely done swords. And it's a matching pair. That's kind of cool. And what's cool is in robot mode there are ports on his hips that these will plug into that, yeah. You don't understand what I'm saying. Again, he rolls just like the others and stuff like that. His door's open. Again, steering wheel on the right hand side because it's a Japanese car. So there you go. So I'm going to put him in robot mode and we'll take a look at that. Alright? I'll be right back. Alrighty, and here's Megatron in his robot mode. And he's not quite pegged together yet. Let me peg this in. There we go. And he's pretty cool looking. If you look at him, he's got that samurai look to him. You know, the doors fold down, fold up, and you get like samurai panels come out here on the side of his arms. And if the swords weren't enough armament for him, he also has these, you know, just like Optimus had guns, he's got knives built into his arms. Just in case. His legs have a slightly weird transformation to get things tabbed together. He does have ball joints in his ankles. Things are a little loose at times, so sometimes it's hard to get him to stand. He does have heel spurs. It's one thing Optimus didn't have was real heel spurs. He does have them, but with the way his legs are, he kind of... If you get him into some like wide-legged poses and stuff, he'll hold them nicely. But get him to actually stand up can sometimes be an issue. But still, he's still the coolest of all of them, I think. Big bad warlord from Cybertron. Now, all these Alternity guys can be a little bit fiddly. You see, he's got, you know, we'll come up and look at his head. He's got a, you know, it's a Megatron head. You could tell. It really is. Can't really tell if there's any light piping. It's kind of really dark. His eyes are really small. And again, like I said, there's the engine on the back of his head. There we go. That wasn't quite locked into place. Yeah, some of these figures you gotta really lock things into place for things to move the way they're supposed to. It's got 360 here at the shoulder. Let's zoom back out so you can actually see what I'm doing. 360. He's got the rotation there. He's got a decent elbow. He's got the rotation at the wrists. No waist joint. None of them have waist joints. He does have all that collapsed up spine stuff, but his has got more plastic, so it's not as heavy as Optimus. He has this flap here, though. That is die cast, and if you see, it has a nice Decepticon logo on it over the die cast, so that's pretty cool. He's got some gold in his thighs. Rotation there. Knee there. His lower legs are kind of a mess, the way things work. As you can see how the light sticks out there, you can see how it could be easily broken if you're not careful. I actually broke that putting it back into car mode once. But yeah, you can see here there's not really much support for his legs here, and this isn't one bad thing with him. He looks really cool. I think he has the best weapons. I love how he's got the samurai look to him. He loses it in his lower legs a little bit. As I said, you can peg his swords into his thighs, so that's a cool look. Come on, Megatron, cooperate. I don't cooperate with humans. Yeah, we know. There we go. That's a decent pose, I think. So he's pretty cool. I mean, they're all pretty cool if you think about it. No, I did not transform Starscream. I'm not gonna leave him like that. You can see Optimus is actually taller than Megatron. But considering their car modes were different sizes, that kind of fits. Optimus had the bigger car mode. Drunk Optimus still doesn't want to stand. It's okay, Drunk Megatron doesn't want to stand either, apparently. Yeesh, come on. Stinking legs. Would help if you had him locked in. There we go. Didn't have his legs locked in. Worst reviewer ever. Alright. That's better. Stop it. There we go. That's better. Now I got his legs actually locked in. It's been so long since I've transformed these guys. But here you go. Here's Optimus. Here's Megatron. In the eternal struggle of good versus evil. All to protect little Bumblebee, who is so pudgy, and he can't run very fast because he's pudgy. And then Starscream will fly in and shoot everybody with his null rays. So yeah. So that was it. That was my look at all the Alternity figures that I have. If you're going to get these Alternity figures, this is what you're in for. These are all the molds. All 4 of them. Alright, you have the Seeker mold, the Suzuki mold, the GTR mold, and the Fair Lady Z mold. They didn't make any more. They recolored them, retooled a few things. Basically, they're the same. I know the Seekers each had different head sculpts, or at least Skywarp and Thundercracker have a different head sculpt from Starscream, but you know. If you want to see his robot mode, go back and check out my review of him from last year. Alright, so there you go. This has been Alternity August. I hope you enjoyed this. I know I flubbed some of these things with these guys, but I don't usually take these out of where I have them because they are delicate in some ways. They're heavy. I don't want to put them on a display stand anywhere where they might fall. Yeah, I tend to leave them in their vehicle modes, in their packaging. I found that's the safest thing to do with them. But they're still cool to have. If you want to track them down, these are really cool. Try tracking down the silver version of Megatron. I really wanted the silver version of Megatron. It was prohibitively expensive when I was looking for Megatron, so I went with the black one. It was a good alternative to have. Alright? So there you go, guys. You all be good. I'll send Megatron after you with those swords, and if swords don't get you, his knives will get you. Later.